Let's move on next topic today. We'll be discussing few things like monsoon already we discussed. Discussing here normal year, La Nina year, El-Nino year. ठीक है? Normal, La Nina, El-Nino. Then we'll be discussing about Modoki. We have El-Nino Modoki. La Nina Modoki. Then we'll be discussing about Southern Oscillation. You will remember there will be ENSO, El-Nino Southern Oscillation. You're going to remember two things. When it will be La Nina Southern Oscillations. La Nina Southern Oscillation, high. ENSO low. बस ये terms याद रखना अभी. I will discuss the whole phenomena with you. You're going to remember normal air, monsoon, good for India. La Nina is the intensification of normal. Intensification of normal cycle, you can also say normal phase. It means Indian monsoon very good. So it means whenever there will be a La Nina, what will be the Indian monsoon? Rather normal year, we can even call it normal condition better. It will be El Nino condition, La Nina condition. Whenever there is El Nino, Indian monsoon will be very weak. Madaki, El Nino means good for India or bad for India? Bad for Indian monsoon. La Nina means good for India. So again, if there is El Nino Madaki, Indian monsoon will be weak. If there is La Nina Madaki, Indian monsoon good. Then you have Southern Oscillation. If there is El Nino Southern Oscillation, or simply if Southern Oscillation is low, monsoon for India weak. If La Nina means high Southern Oscillation, good monsoon. After that, remember one more thing. You have Walker cell. There can be two things in Walker cell. Either it can completely reverse or it can become weak. Then you have Indian Ocean dipole. Which is also called as Indian Nina. What is this called as? Indian Nina. It means El Nino like phenomena in Indian Ocean. El Nino mainly happens in Pacific Ocean. Indian Ocean dipole has two things. Positive Indian Ocean dipole, negative Indian Ocean dipole. If Indian Ocean dipole is positive, monsoon good. If Indian Ocean dipole is negative, monsoon weak. Dipole का मतलब क्या है? Two poles. Two poles means two places. This positive and negative is nothing but a pressure difference of two places. What is southern oscillation also? Again, it is the pressure difference between two places. Either pressure will be high, either pressure will be low. Which ocean is in between? Pacific Ocean. यहाँ देखिए. What is this part of the Pacific? Eastern Pacific. East of Pacific face the west of the South America. Hope it is clear. East of the continent, west of the ocean. And here, what is this part? Eastern part of Australia. So what will be this part of Pacific? West. So ये मेरा Western Pacific. What will be this part? Eastern Pacific. And what will be this part? Central Pacific. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Which winds are ocean current is here moving? Hope anything you clear about this? West wind drift, which we also call as circumpolar current. Some of the water flows goes like this. It will enter here into Atlantic Ocean. But here onwards, some of the cold water will begin to move like this. Can I call this to be as cold Peruvian current? Hope clear to everyone. Which winds are here active? Trade winds. What are these? Southeast. And what are here? Northeast. Clear? So in normal conditions, the same water under the influence of these winds reach towards Australia. Am I clear with this? Fine. Is thermocline clear to you guys? Okay. Is thermocline a straight line? No, there will be upwelling and downwelling, which will make it a fluctuating. Good. So it means, what are these winds carrying along with it? Warm water. So here in the Western Pacific, ये यहाँ पे, there will be piling of warm water. Can I call that Western warm pool? Fine. What will be this? Western warm pool. As winds are offshore here, from the bottom, cold water will begin to upwell. What will happen here? Temperature decrease. Can I call it cold water? What is this zone? Upwelling of cold water zone and the movement of cold current. Is that clear? Hope I am clear to this. ऐसे समझते हैं इसको. Assume here if winds are moving in this way. What are winds here? Offshore. As the winds will offshore, what kind of water they will drag? Bottom water or surface water? Surface. So this warm water from here will travel here and finally reach here. What are winds here? Onshore. Am I clear? So on this part, what will happen to the warm water? It will accumulate. Like this. There will be accumulation of warm water. What will happen to sea level? It will rise. As the accumulation of warm water is there, can I say this warm water exerts some pressure? So will warm water move upward or it will try to move downward? Downward. Can I call it downwelling? From here, there is a loss of warm water. So can I say cold water will begin to upwell? ये समझ आ रहा है? From the bottom, cold water will begin to upwell to compensate the loss of the warm water at the surface. What are winds here? Offshore. We know wherever winds are offshore, what will be there? Upwelling zones, which are good for fishing. Warm water or cold water? Cold water. Why this area is good for fishing? Because it is upwelling from the bottom of the ocean. And at the bottom of the ocean, there are a lot of nutrients. Can I say dead organisms and all? So it will carry nutrients to the surface. What will happen to the sea level here if I mention? Sea level will fall. Temperature will decrease. If temperature will decrease, pressure will be high. Clear to this? समझ आ रहा है यहां तक? Okay. Second, in this part, this pool of warm water is moving this way. And in this part, what will happen? This cold water is rising this way. So can I say thermocline will be developed like this? Not like this. What will be thermocline here? Shallow. What is thermocline here? Deeper. Clear with this? ये समझ आ रहा है? As soon as this warm water is coming down, what is happening? It is replacing cold water, pushing cold water. What will happen to the cold water? It will upwell from this part. And this warm water pushes down. As warm water pushes down, the cold water which was here, what will be to that cold water? It will be moving this way. And here what will happen? It will rush upward. Clear with this cyclic? Thermo means temperature, cline means density. So what is happening? Density of water is changing because of temperature, called as thermocline. Hope this part is clear to everyone. What will happen to this way, this here, to sea level? It will rise. Temperature, it will rise. There will be low pressure. This is, so what will happen to this now? Australia, sea level rises, temperature will be high. Because of that, what will be there? Low pressure. Means Australia, Borneo Island, New Papua Guinea Island, in this area, what will be the pressure conditions? Low. Temperature high. Sea level will be more than normal. Clear? Here is the country called as Ecuador. Here you have this Peru. Am I clear with this? Along the coast of Ecuador and Peru, what will be sea level? Less. Temperature fall. What will be pressure thus? High. High pressure means air must be sinking. In some basic concepts of geography, as we know, assume this is one place, this is any other place. If this is having high temperature, the wind there will convert into air, convection. Temperature is high, so air should rise or sink. Air will always rise. Am I clear with this? As this warm air is rising, what will be the pressure? Low. High temperature, low pressure. Fine. As soon as air rises, can I say rising air always give instability? As soon as it rises, it will begin to cool. It will cool, it will condense. Results here into the formation of clouds. So what will be there above Borneo Island, Australia? There will be a lot of clouds. And these clouds will drain moisture. Means यहाँ बहुत सारी बारिश होगी. Fine. As soon as this air rises, can I say it will be cold air, which is very dense? Or can I, in simple layman terms, say it is very heavy air? What is the property of cold air? To sink. ये चलिए अपनी ठंडी हवा. ये यहाँ पे सिंक कर गई. Wherever this air will sink, sinking zones create high pressure. Is it clear? समझ आ रहा है? Now, as this air is sinking, will there be any clouds formed? No. Isn't it? Sinking air will give stable conditions. Stable atmospheric conditions. So here will be lot of rainfall. But what will be here? Dryness. Am I clear with this? ये normal phenomena है. Is it clear? Pressure gradient is created. You have low pressure. Here you have high pressure. Wind moves from high to low. Am I clear with this? ये normal phenomena. It means during this time period, from Australia, air should rise and there will be lot of clouds formed. And these clouds will rain lot of moisture here. When is this happening? In normal air. Clear? This air which rises become cold. And begin to sink here. What is high pressure conditions? Intensified. समझ आ रहा है ये? Is it clear? So what will be here? There will be dryness. It means if there is a low pressure, यहाँ पे क्या बना होगा? High pressure. Is this clear? From this high pressure, this cold air diverge and begin to sink. Fine enough? समझ आ रहा है यहाँ तक? अब यहाँ देखिए, थोड़ा सा आगे अगर मैं जाऊं, पहुंच गए हम यहाँ इंडिया में. If this is a Madagascar island, This is here my screen. As it is a high pressure zone, what we call it mescaline high. It means when we have monsoon in India, और अगर ये phenomena normal cycle हो रहा है, what will be here in India? Low pressure. समझ आ रहा है ये ITCZ? Hope it is clear to everyone. Southern hemisphere already there is high pressure. Now understand one more thing. Is South America. मैं एग्जाम्पल ले रहा हूं जस्ट. This part is your Australia. Hope clear. और ये कहीं यहाँ पे इंडिया. What is there during some monsoon? Low pressure. And here it is mescaline. What is there? High pressure. समझ आ रहा है ये 2-dimensional figure है. Try to understand it in this way. If this is in Australia, air is rising this way. What will be here? High pressure. From this high pressure, wind diverges to this way, sinks here at South America. Another will diverge towards this way, sinks over mescaline. Is it clear? Assume I am standing over Australia. नीचे low pressure है, ये high pressure है. This high pressure, there will be divergence. One will go and sink in South America. Another will go and sink in mescaline. ठीक है? So it means it will go and sink over mescaline. Clear with this? ये समझ आ रहा है यहाँ तक? Now, what is happening here? High pressure is getting intensified. Don't you think winds will get attracted like this? Am I clear with this? यहाँ देखिए जरा. Same year goes and begin to sink in mescaline. Hope it is clear, this figure. It is not crossing the equator. ध्यान से सुनना. It is this way going and here sinking. What will happen to the overall high pressure? It will intensify. What are already winds here moving? Southeast trade winds. Clear? As soon as southeast trade winds cross the equator, they will deflect to the right of their direction. Can I say ये तो पहले से ही हो रहा था? This was generally happening there. But when this high pressure in the mescaline will get intensified, what will happen to the pressure gradient? Increase. What will happen to wind velocity? Increase. Monsoon for India will be good. अब देखो एक और कहानी. इसी टाइम अगर Thar, Himalayas and Tibet Plateau, they get very much heated. Tropical easterly jet will also sink here. What will happen to the overall pressure gradient? Extremely high. Indian monsoon will be very intense towards India. समझ आ रहा है? Is it clear? Now listen. Because of these causes, some mechanisms are happening. And those mechanisms are having some impact. वो मैं आपको डिस्कस कर रहा हूं. नाउ ये कब की कहानी थी? नॉर्मल एयर. अब नॉर्मल एयर के बदले अगर मैं लानीना कहूं, लानीना क्या कहा था मैंने? इट इज द इंटेंसिफिकेशन ऑफ नॉर्मल कंडीशंस. Intensification of normal conditions means trade winds get stronger here. Get very strong. ध्यान से सुनना. What is this winds doing? They are dragging the warm water along the equator. Can I call it warm current? Now, due to some reasons which are still under the research, कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, these trade winds get more stronger. As trade winds get more and more stronger, don't you think they will drag more warm water? So what will happen to the western pool of warm water here? It will more increase. Can I say thermocline will here become much deeper? And what will happen to this part? Cold pool of water. It will become much stronger. Hope I'm clear to this. Under such conditions, what will happen to the low pressure temperature here? Further increase. Low pressure conditions will further intensify. What will happen here? To temperature will further decrease and high pressure conditions will intensify. Am I clear to this? Same, if during this time there is a monsoon in India and this wind goes and sinks here, what will happen to Indian monsoon? Very intense. So during the normal phase, monsoon is good. But if it is if it is La Nina, the intensification of normal phase, what will be Indian monsoon? Very intense. समझ आ रहा है ये जो एक सेल बन रहा है ना, ये between Australia to this Peru, ये कहते हैं वॉल्कर सेल. What is the reverse meaning? यहां से ये वापस यहां चला जाए. रिवर्स समझ आ रहा है? A to B, B to A. Is this clear? What is this condition? There will be instability over Australia. And what will be here? Stability. It is very, these trade winds which were moving, they become weak. क्यों होती है? Still, the reasons are not known, which is in the Central Pacific. USA conducted a lot of nuclear tests. In Funafuti Island, due to these nuclear tests, there is a crack developed, Coral Island. And where are these Coral Islands located? On submarine relief. What is that submarine relief? Ridge. So it is believed there has been crack developed in this island. So can I say energy will release out? Ridge की जो energy है from the oceanic crust, it will also come out. एक तो ये reason दिया गया कि शायद इसकी वजह से हुआ होगा. Second, they said it might be because of epihelion or perihelion. But we know that epihelion and perihelion, yes, phenomena will impact the insolation, but they cannot impact it on a large scale. Because what if transparency in the atmosphere is less? Assume it is perihelion. What is perihelion? When we receive more sunlight. So assume even if it is a perihelion and the insolation flux is more towards the earth, okay, temperature on the earth will increase. But what if transparency in the atmosphere is less, cloud cover is more during that time period? Insolation can also reduce. Then another phenomena, they said it can be sunspot activity. आपने पढ़ा होगा solar winds के बारे में. In sunspots, umbra, numbra, these are some of the parts there. Fine. So it is believed that due to these sunspot activities, which is solar storms, maybe the temperature might have increased. But solar cycle is not a regular phenomena. It happens once in 7 to 13 years. Is it clear? So it will not also have impact. So ये तो पता है. This is known that ocean temperature is increasing. But why it is increasing, which is the main reason responsible for that, that is still under research. Am I clear to this? Now it is believed that these trade winds, they weaken. As they weak, can they bring the warm pool of water to the western Pacific. क्या गर्म पानी यहाँ की तरफ आएगा? अब नहीं आएगा, because which will drag it? Winds will drag it. So already what is water level here? High. This water will begin to fetch back. Is it clear? अब पानी ऐसे वापस आएगा. Is it clear? Now, can I say thermocline will completely change? यहाँ देखिए. Now, this water is moving in this direction. Can I say it will begin to pile up here? So will be now warm pool of water. ये ऐसे बनता जाएगा. Downwelling. Am I clear with this? जैसे हमने यहाँ पढ़ा था. In this part, what will be here? Downwelling. Warm or cold water? Of warm water. Why? Winds are onshore here. Hope it is clear to everyone. Now what is happening here? The reverse phenomena is happening. So what will be here? Downwelling of warm water. बस देखते जाओ कहानी. Now in this part what will happen? There will be upwelling of cold water. ठीक है? Is it clear? So here will be this cold pool of water. Can I say the warm western pool, ye, is now shifting to here? And the cold pool of water is shifting here? Clear? So what will happen to thermocline here also? Am I clear with this? Can I say reverse of this is happening? अब यहाँ देखो. What was this wind? Sorry, what was this current? Peruvian current. आपने बुक से पढ़ा होगा. El-Nino is the replacement of the cold Peruvian current by the warm counter current. Meaning, if I am coming from this direction and anything comes against me, what is it? Countering it. This warm water which is coming, it will replace this cold Peruvian current by warm current. Is this part clear? So is it in the same direction or in the opposite direction of it? Opposite direction of it. इसको कहते हैं counter current. Peru was this is the counter. Clear? In normal to La Nina time, this cold water which was there bringing lot of nutrients. Will there be any nutrients available? No, this is the reason fishing industry in Peru is getting destroyed. Because what will happen? Lack of nutrients or lack of planktons, zooplanktons, fishes will migrate from this zone. समझ आ रहा है? So climate change also is responsible for the migration of the species because geophysical conditions which were required for their growth are not now available there. यहां तक समझ आ रही है कहानी? अब यहां देखो. अब ऑस्ट्रेलिया में क्या हो जाएगा? Sea level will fall. Sorry. What will happen to in this part? Sea level will fall, temperature will decrease, and what will be the conditions? High pressure. समझ आ रहा है? Because of this. Driest desert of the world. Warm pool of water is coming. What will be temperature? High. What will be sea level? High. What will be pressure? Low. ठीक है जी. Low pressure. What is the conditions again? We know. From low pressure, air should rise. What will here? Clouds. समझ आ रहा है ये? Thus, what will be here? Instability in this part. ये समझ आ रहा है? ये ऐसे है, हवा उठी, क्लाउड बनाए, बारिश यहाँ पे. So it will be there lot of rainfall. Where? Peru, Chile. If this is low pressure here, what will be here? High pressure. ठीक है? What will be this air, warm or cold there? This will be cold and dense air. It will begin to sink. Clear with this? कहाँ पे sink कर गई? Australia पे. Over the Australia now, will there be stability or instability? There will be stable conditions. समझ आ रहा है? What has happened to Volcker cell? Reversed. So जब हम Volcker cell की बात करते हैं, it is a pressure difference between Eastern Pacific and Western Pacific, which normal conditions, listen here, normal conditions to La Nina over the Australia, high temperature, low pressure. Here, high pressure, less temperature. During the time of El Nino, what is here? Low pressure, high temperature. What will be here? Less temperature, high pressure. Clear with this? समझ आ रहा है? Now, will there be any rainfall in Australia during this time? No. There will be droughts in Australia, Indonesia, and it will result into the bushfire in Australia. सुना होगा last year आपने? During El Nino, there is a bushfire. समझ आ रहा है? This air is sinking, not giving rainfall. Temperature is high. What will it give rise to? Hot and dry wind. Is it clear? Like आपने local wind पढ़ी होगी, Santa Ana. Santa Ana is responsible for the forest fire in California. अब यहाँ देखिए, अगर इसी टाइम इंडिया में मॉनसून का सीजन है, ड्यू टू द लैक ऑफ स्पेस आई एम जस्ट राइटिंग इट, यहाँ पे अपना क्या है? लो प्रेशर. समझना ध्यान से. दिस इज मेडागास्कर. This is my screen. There is low pressure, there is normal high pressure of winters. And what are these winds? Southeast trade winds. They become southwest. ठीक है यहाँ तक? But during the time of El Nino, as this air is sinking here and creating high pressure, will any air rise from Australia? Is any air rising from Australia? No, because there is high pressure conditions. How will air rise? So it means this previous cell, which was creating high pressure above Australia and making it to sink over my screen, will this cell be present now? No. So as this cell is not present right now, what will be pressure gradient? Less. So what will be monsoon winds towards India? Weak. Slower winds will move. So what will happen there overall? Less rainfall. Am I clear with this? यहां तक समझ आ रहा है? Now listen one more thing. Every time, whenever there is El Nino, we have bad monsoon. But sometime something happens that, despite of the fact of this El Nino, we get good amount of rainfall. So again, the journalist will say, despite of the fact of the El Nino, India is getting good rainfall. It is because, again, if at that time this Thar, Tibet, and Himalayas, low pressure will very much intensify there. बहुत ज्यादा इंटेंसिफाई हो जाए तो यही हवा उठ के हेडली सेल की, यहां देखो, will rise and where it will sink in? Mascarene. So this high pressure, sorry, this air which was rising from Australia and sinking here, which was responsible for the creation of the high pressure here, even if it is absent, and that time, if this Thar, Himalayas, and the Tibet get very much heating, they can result into the creation of easterly jet, which can intensify the further monsoon. So generally we have El Nino associated with a bad monsoon. But when and then this tropical easterly jet intensifies, even in the El Nino, sometime we can get good rainfall. Is this clear?